Sheep flocks too tend to be used on grassland that is less good. They can even live right up in the hills and mountains. The wool on these sheep is especially good at keeping them warm, and has special hairs in it to allow rainwater to run out. Wool used to be a very important part of Britain's trade and industry. It was used for clothing, fabrics, carpets and furnishings. It still is, but man-made fibres are used now too. Wool was once so important that it was said that the wealth of the nation was built on wool, and a special seat, called the woolsack, was placed in the House of Lords. For modern sheep farmers, at least in Britain, wool is usually far less important for their farm than sales of lamb or meat. The job of the shepherd, like that of the dairyman, is to look after the sheep and make sure they always have enough food and water, and to make sure that if they fall ill, they're given proper care. To help prevent disease, most animals on farms are vaccinated, just as most of you will have been. They also need treatments to stop parasites. That's little animals that live in the hair, wool or guts of cattle and sheep. People suffer from parasites too from time to time, although they are usually different to those affecting animals. We've all heard about head lice, but did you know that people also can be infected with parasitic gut worms? It's one reason why washing our hands before we eat is so important. The shepherd's job is most hectic at lambing time. All the sheep will lamb within a matter of weeks, and it's a big job to make sure that the lambs are born safely and that their mums stay healthy too. Not all of them do, and sometimes, unfortunately, lambs and their mums will die. Lambs can be especially vulnerable if the weather turns very wet, windy and cold when they're newly born. They lose heat very quickly, and if they don't get shelter and warm milk either from their mothers or the shepherd, they will not survive. Predators such as foxes, badgers and some birds will quickly take advantage of poorly lambs as a snack if the shepherd isn't there. Because of this, many sheep are lambed inside, but most of their lives the sheep and their lambs graze grass outside. In some places, sheep are the only animals that can eat the grass and keep the countryside looking the way it does. These sheep spend all of their lives outside on the mountains and hills. They get to know their own patch and become quite territorial. Some farm animals never go outside. Chickens and pigs often live all their lives indoors.